Constellation URSA Major. Since my childhood, I was enjoying to watch the stars. My dad was carrying me as a small girl in the sledge, and I was watching the stars under the whisper of crisp snow. Some days I was lying in it with stretched arms, shaping angels' wings, and the sky full of stars was gently and peacefully emanating its light. The space was infinite and lovely. I wonder when I studied the Latin language I often wrote Theraspera adastra automatically. Since then, the constellation Ursa Major has become the recognizable one, and I could feel the family-like while traveling around the world. The stars are still beckoning, and yesterday, when I was coming back home, the Ursa Major was twinkling brightly to remind me, "Come on, tell people about me." I met again the Ursa Major in the book. It was a revelation to open the world of stars on the absolutely different side. While reading the book by Dr. Grigory Grabovoy, The Numbers of Stars for Eternal Life. It was written in 2000 and edited and published in Russian in 2013, and now it is in French as well, as far as I know. Here are the numbers to learn about the universe, constellations, to live healthy, harmonious, and eternal life, to manage life events, to get them in a favorable direction. This book can become a textbook for learning astronomy multi-purposefully. It is dimensional, and almost every passage in it can become a film. I believe that this book, The Numbers of Stars for Eternal Life, will find the publishing houses, producers of films, to co-create the unique film about stars. To your kind attention, there is the fragment of the text, and I would be happy if you share it with other people. To ensure eternal life and implementation of your events in a favorable direction, you can use the text of the book, the number series, and given pictures. The constellation Ursa Major is a starting point to learn faster about star systems. The number series for this constellation is as follows: 2, 1, 7, 3, 1, 9, 6, 4, 8, 1, 8. We can also use number series for 3 stars in this constellation for practice. Alpha Ursa Major, Dub, 4, 9, 7, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 8, 7, 4. Beta Ursa Major, Merak, 3, 1, 4, 6, 2, 1, 3, 1, 9, 7, 8. Gamma Ursa Major, Phagda, 2, 1, 8, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 6, 5, 4. While having a look at the picture of constellation, connect mentally the image of the left hind paw of Ursa Major with the right hind paw of the Big Dipper by the segment of light. Then you need to connect mentally the image of its left ear with its right ear with a segment of light. Then Imagine that you look with your physical eye into the eyes of the Ursa Major, and you will be able to perceive warm energy from the image of the left side of the Big Dipper. It is the energy of life, eternal life. 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9. It is the energy of stars of the constellation Ursa Major, connected with the energy of an infinite number of other stars, which can be felt through the skin. You can feel the events you need with this energy, so the event's energy weight would be heavier in collective consciousness. To accelerate events implementation, you should do as follows. First, feel mentally the areas of macro-salvation with energy obtained in this manner, which includes the salvation rescue of all people. Then through the boundary area of the spheroid of thought that is in contact with this energy, get the flow of light to your whole organism, whole body, and events at the same time. You can use the image of the Big Dipper to carry out control of distant and future events while saturating them with the provision of eternal life for you and for all others. It can be done as follows. Through the drawing of the Ursa Major, visualize the physical part of the sky and project it on the real part of the sky. For example, just look at this part with your physical eye at night. Then try to perceive in the same projection as shown in the picture that a sphere, like a segment of light, rolls quickly between the pores of Ursa Major. It starts moving so quickly that it creates as if its image and saturates the image with light. And now you can carry out such control. View the ball, which moves in the form of a light ball, for example, a second ago, and then consider the current and future time. There are certain information areas resembling the layers between different time intervals, which contain quite distant events. They look like some plates or planes of the present events, or what would happen in the second ahead. And these plates are constructed from the future. And when considering this process, you can already find feedback or a reverse connection from those distant future events. The Creator, who created the entire world with a single impulse, built an internal system of relationships as well. And then, when thinking about it, for example, the Great Bear walks, provided that it is fixed in the constellation at a certain part of the sky, you can see that motion is a certain interval static. When fast motion of the spheroidal light occurs, then it can be seen that there are certain areas of intersection with eternity. With this perception, the visualized beam coming from your physical brain is connected with thinking in the direction of this rapid motion of light in the area of the Big Dipper. It allows to fill in the brain and your whole body with a specific energy of knowledge of eternal development and how remote future information can be used to correct events now. To do this, you can still visualize a figurative picture that a person who goes down sledging at high velocity sledges in a certain direction, and the one who is at the bottom can always either step aside or somehow delay the sleigh, help this person if he has a very high speed. Perhaps he needs help. So, a certain level of interval mutual assistance between the future movement and future events and you now um, is an organic part of your personality, the whole personality, which is widespread to infinity. And it also needs to be controlled. That is why I try to connect more advanced control mechanism of yourself, your situations, rather than just what you see with this physical eye. That is perceived as controlling as if from you. And try to feel the whole future as an internal, inextricable link with all your future events. And this is somewhat, of course, makes the perception to be loaded, but however, reflects the real picture of the world for eternal life. Please know that the Big Dipper has raised a left hind paw and right front paw. That is the support, which is done through the symmetrical located systems of the body. That's how the system of reaction to the outside world is manifested. One left paw rests as if on some surface, and the left paw is raised. Accordingly, similarly, the right paw rests, and the right one is raised. So there is a rigid support action on one level, as well as the action widespread in dynamics. The connection of statics and dynamics through the composition of Ursa Major through the reflected system in the mirror understanding gets you closer to a harmonious level of perception of interaction of your brain, your consciousness, perception with infinite inner and outer worlds. It is interesting to note that it is the infinity of inner world that expands a lot of things in cognition. That is why when having a look as if inward into your soul, into your physical body, you can see the infinite consciousness structure that practically knows everything about the whole world, and to find the structure of the world in yourselves. Those knowledge systems that allow you to expand internal infinity for perception throughout eternity. At a certain level, when they harmoniously dock or contact, you will see that your physical body is an inseparable part of eternity. That is eternity. The fact that you are moving in physical space does not mean that you are cut off from all eternity surrounding you, as well as driving dynamics of Ursa Major is not to say that the system of image is in dynamics. There is dynamics in the image. Statics itself has the dynamics of eternal development, eternal life. And you can find the points in your body that represent your eternal life. And while contemplating these points, you live eternally. You can admire them, to see them in the form of certain portions of light, moving along the surface of your skin, and their movement is somewhat unusual. The motion of these areas of light as if it's creating tissue, and at the same time can be so harmonious and connected with the tissue, then when this area of light inputs into the skin, it can be seen that when approaching to you, this space of light transforms into your body. And so you can see that formation of your body goes also from the external outer cosmic space, from the outer level of your spiritual world. The Creator, when creating a physical body, made it to be invulnerable, that is eternal. So here you can see that you can adjust these light areas. You can take something or not to take, to carry out control somewhere which corresponds to your understanding, your conception today. However, in all cases, it is clear that harmony of knowledge, harmony of understanding is always higher than, for example, the system of excess lack. And the more you know, the more harmoniously you will respond to any situation related to internal and outer world with some events. Therefore, by focusing on the numbers of stars of Ursa Major, you can cognize the inner harmony based on knowledge. Knowledge is harmonious. The more knowledge, the more harmonious system is. That is a constructive knowledge. So it turns out that you can build ensuring eternal life simply by the knowledge that it is here now, and you can supplement it anytime so that it would be time for the next edition, and this time would be sufficient so that provision of eternal life would be mandatory. Wish you happy and healthy eternal life.